Welcome everyone, this is Alex for the Coaster Spot, and today we're going to learn what has happened to that project that we learned a little bit about back in April of 2020, and now finally Dorney Park has submitted new plans that are completely different from what we saw before. Before, the theory that it was going to be a wooden shuttle coaster, very similar to Switchback. However, these plans tell a completely different story, and I've taken time to analyze the footers and what we can make of everything. First off, we've learned about this because on the Whitehall Township Planning Board, Dorney Park is up for a review on February 16th, and I wouldn't be too excited about what's going to happen there. These plans, first of all, are mostly because that the site that this coaster will sit on is on a floodplain. So most of the approval they're getting is to be able to build on this site, which obviously can flood from time to time. So that is why we're getting mainly just foundations and nothing else above ground, more or less. So I wouldn't expect to find out too much more on February 16th, but anyone can join on the day of via a GoToMeeting link, and I'll check it out as well. But until then, let's take a look at what we have here. I am going to go ahead right away and predict this is going to be a B&M mini dive machine, meaning it will be, as the documents clearly state, 164 feet tall, which is pretty good height, I'd say. Very excited about that. And we do know it will be a lift hill, no launch, because on the plans up in the upper left corner of the first page, it does say lift hill tower. So launch coaster, not going to happen. I think this will be one of B&M's smaller ones, meaning it uses a standard track gauge. Other B&M dive coasters in the United States, Valraven, Griffin, and SheiKra all use a huge track that's very expensive, so I think they're going to go with a 6 or 7 across terrain like we saw recently with the Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger. And I think we will also have a beyond vertical drop as well. As we take a look at the plans, you can see that the station has been marked clearly, and it's a very odd station. It's very wide but not very long. So that's why I believe it will be a dive coaster with a train storage area adjacent to the station building itself. And you're going to go straight out of the station, and instead of having a turn like many dive coasters have, it will just be a straight drop over the lift hill, very similar to Baron in Efteling in the Netherlands. And then we're going to go into the standard Immelman, as I think every dive coaster goes straight into Immelman.
And two quick things to note while we're over in this area. Thankfully, on these set of drawings, Possessed is still present. On the 2020 drawings, it was marked for removal, but obviously things have happened in the last 3 years that have extended its life a little bit longer, it would seem. Also, the Rita's water ice building is also marked for removal here as well. So now let's move on to the next element.
I think we're going to go very close to the ground, hit up into a zero-G roll, and here's where the footer plan gets very confusing. The footers are all over the place, but obviously something is happening here more than just straight curve. It almost looks like it might do like an incline loop like Green Lantern does, which could be interesting. And then I think we might have a little airtime hill, very low to the ground helix, and then a jump up into the brake run. Very interesting to see that the track layout of the Zephyr train will not be relocated at all. With the original plans, they were going to have to relocate that a little bit. Instead, it looks like the storage building will just be built right over it. So that also tells us that the station should be elevated quite high, at least 10 or more feet above the ground. That's all we know for now, but I am 90% sure that this is going to be a B&M dive coaster. And I think that's good for the park. You know, there's nothing like that in the vicinity with the competing parks of Six Flags Great Adventure and Hershey Park, both which are within 2 hours of Dorney Park. So I think that's something good for the park that just no one else has. So the closest one is Griffin, of course, and that is quite a drive down south. So we'll keep you updated if there's anything more that we learn from this meeting on February 16th. And of course, we will check out the construction site as construction starts. I assume we're going to see some construction happening during the operating season if this goes ahead as a 2024 project, and that could start in fall, even maybe late summer. So we will definitely be there, as this is my home park, the closest park to me. So we will be there very frequently to check out the progress of this fantastic new to Dorney Park roller coaster. The first time they've had a new roller coaster since Hydra in 2005. So that is quite a long span. Of course, we've had 2 coasters since then, but both of them were moved from different parks. So I don't think you can go wrong with a dive coaster. I know enthusiasts don't love them. I'm in the middle with them. I think they're always fun. But yeah, the public eats them up. So I don't see why they wouldn't go with B&M once again. And if they go beyond vertical, that should be absolutely fantastic. I've heard nothing but good things for Dr. Diabolical. And thank you so much for watching. This has been Alex for the Coaster Spot. Like, comment, and subscribe.